Watch this. Well, we made it to Santorini. Hello from Sarajevo. Morning from Mostar.
Not a highlight.
Raining pretty hard. Day number 2 in Dubrovnik. All right, good morning from the lovely country of Switzerland. Good morning from the literal foothills of the Alps. Good morning from Strasbourg. Good morning from Brussels. We made it to Brussels this morning, checked out of our hotel in Ghent, checked into the courtyard here in Brussels, which is pretty far outside of city center, but it was super cheap. So we're making the journey down to city center. We're gonna get some coffee first. But first impressions of Brussels are that it looks exactly like Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it really does. It feels exactly like being in the city kind of pre-COVID.
Yeah, so not sure we love it yet, but we're gonna head to Old Town, and Kelly's got a pretty short tour this time lined up. Coffee obtained. It was actually a really nice little coffee shop. The coffee culture here definitely seems to be much more similar to home as well.
Yeah, they even had non-dairy milk.
Yeah, which is rare for Europe, I think. At least the places we've been. But I think we're gonna go ahead and kick off this little tour of the Old Town. All right, kicking off our tour in the square behind us. This tour is not going to be nearly as informative as the others. It gives us like 10 seconds of information. So all we know really is that the square was built during the Austrian-Hungarian Empire time.
And that Brussels had someone in the First Crusade, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it seems to just be like a standard-ish government kind of square with a statue in the middle. But I do know that there's more interesting stuff to come. I can see it kind of on the horizon. We are on a hill. It has some pretty decent views, so we're going to keep moving. The second stop on our tour was this building behind us, which was one of the most famous department stores in the entire region. It sold luxury goods, and it was actually in service until the 70s, when all of the rich people apparently left this part of town. And then it went out of business, and now it's the music museum. So kind of cool. This behind us is the library, and it houses 6 million books. And what was it, 12 miles of bookshelves?
150 miles.
150 miles of bookshelves. So that's quite a lot of books. The building is absolutely massive. I think there's a palace tour that you can do, and apparently the library is also included. So maybe if we're up to it tomorrow, we might go inside. But it's really cool on the outside. So we're now standing in Spain Square, which we got here. So it seems that the way that it works is where we started the tour, there's basically a royal mile. So it's one straight road, and kind of all the highlights are alongside this road, either on the left or the right. And there's a few squares along the way. This one is just off of that, main kind of drag. And honestly, I think that it kind of summarizes my thoughts so far of Brussels. It's a fairly uninviting square. There's nothing in it. Except for the statue that the tour talked about that's on a pedestal. And I guess the same statue is actually in a square in Spain, which is why this is called Spain Square. But nonetheless, I think that we're gonna keep moving. But so far, Brussels has kind of been a meh, just like home. It's pretty dirty, honestly. I don't know if that's just because it's a holiday today, but a lot of the streets are very dirty and it's very busy. We knew it'd be busy, but I think it's kind of a not good kind of busy. But we'll see. We're gonna keep moving and see what we can find. Maybe swaying our decisions about what we want to do tomorrow, though. We were still heading down that main kind of street, and I noticed the famous mall on one side of it, which is not on our tour, but it reminds me a lot of the one from Milan, actually. Just really high arched, very fancy, except this one is filled with like at least 60% chocolate and waffles. Not very many actual stores, a lot of chocolate, a lot of waffles, and a cool or a coffee place. Did you know what it was called?
Yeah, it's Gallery Royale Saint-Hubert, I think.
Yeah, it's really cool. It does remind me a lot of Milan. It's very understated. Like, you can really just walk right past the entrance of it and not know any different. But onwards with the tour. Enough with the detours. All right, so now we're finally in the main square of Brussels, the very famous one with all the gold buildings. This is also the one where I think every other year they put the flower carpet down right where we're standing. No flower carpet, no Christmas market just yet, but the square is still really beautiful. The building behind us is the town hall, and during one of the wars they tried to bomb the town hall, but they actually hit everything except the town hall. So here it is standing, even though it's been reconstructed and kind of renovated a few times.
Yeah, they benefited from poor GPS, in the 1700s.
Yeah, but also, funnily enough, the building is not symmetrical, which pretty much any building built at this time is symmetrical. So a big oops by the architect, but it's actually kind of funny looking now that you notice that it's not symmetrical. So we concluded our tour with hearing about how Brussels is really popular with comics, and there's actually a number of images from different comics painted on the buildings in the city, which is kind of cool. And we heard about a very famous one that was made in the 50s. Tintin. And then, of course, we came by the ever-famous mannequin piss statue, which doesn't do it for me. I get it, it's kind of funny, but nonetheless, I think that Brussels is not for us.
Yeah.
There's really nothing unique so far. The main square is very unique.
Yes.
And very beautiful, but at the same time, it's you and like 5,000 of your closest friends all doing the same thing in the square taking pictures.
To me, it doesn't really feel like there's much culture here anymore, and I don't
No.
know if that's from tourism or just the fact that it always something loud happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if there's not much culture here anymore just because of tourism or because of the big international city that Brussels is with the EU or what, but it just doesn't really have a flair for me.
Yeah, it's really quite busy. I think maybe because it's like one main road of like all the attractions, and so everybody is on that main road. But yeah, it doesn't. All the shops are the same: tourists, chocolate, waffles, fries. It's all the same thing over and over again. So yeah, I think we might just hang out this afternoon. As long as we're traveling for, I feel like in the places where we don't really care that much, then we can take a break. Glad we came, but I think that we'll probably just pick up and we're going to dinner. I hopefully found a good spot that we can go to for dinner. So hopefully that works out for us. All right, good evening. This afternoon after our tour, we just went back to the hotel. Kelly's been feeling a little under the weather, so she took a nap and I did some video editing. But we did make it out this evening, and we went to a really cool cocktail bar where Kelly got probably the best cocktail I've ever tasted.
I have no idea what it was.
No
But it
idea.
was good.
No idea what's in it, but it was the signature cocktail from the place that we went to, and it was fantastic. And I had an old fashioned that was also really good. But we just had dinner at this place right behind us called Le Bistro here in Brussels, and it was fantastic.
I got all my favorite things.
Yeah, just want to rattle them off.
I got fried cheese croquettes, followed by beef stew with french fries, followed by a waffle with chocolate and ice cream and wine, and then the waiter brought us limoncello because he apparently liked us.
So this was a night made out for jelly. No, but it was really good.
It was good.
The ambiance inside was awesome. I grabbed a quick picture of the inside, but I mean, it was super crowded, so not too many. But it was really, really good. We really enjoyed it. Honestly, the drinks and Le Bistro were both like well outside of city center. Like we're probably a 20 to 30 minute walk from city center, if not more. We're a 20-minute walk from our hotel, but
Which, funny enough, the first night that we were in Belgium, the man at the Greenway place that we ate for vegetarian food told us that we would hate the city center and to get outside of it to actually enjoy Brussels, which is proving to be true.
yeah, which there's not much to look at outside of this really cool castle that's behind the camera right now. But it was really good. So enjoyed that, but I think we're gonna head back and we're gonna go to Antwerp tomorrow. So until tomorrow, good night.